All right, I'm gonna try a new sign on. We've been using the same one for 7 years. All right, how about this one? Wake up, dorks! It's sumo o'clock. This is Jake.
This is Flerick.
This is Ryan.
And this is Mac, maintaining a sense of composure and not laughing through the introduction.
Keep it up
but
the whole
why?
entire episode, please.
I will do my best.
Should we start over, or you think that's good? I think it's good.
I think
We'll
it
fix
was
it in post.
capital.
Oh,
And this is the Aki,
that might get annoying.
the Aki 2025 preview. It's Monday, September 8th, 6 days until the Basho. I'm throwing off my normal groove here. So
Here, I want to try out another one. All right, everybody on the podcast who has won a medal in sumo wrestling, please raise their hand. Not so fast, the rest of you guys. Oh wait!
Well, that's
Oh
me.
dang it!
Well,
It
that's
doesn't
what
work.
that didn't work, 'cause Flair's got one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Jake, how
I
many-
got my ranch bottle somewhere. I just
Hey,
have to find.
in case people do care about spoilers for Yama Sumo Showdown that happened on Saturday, that video is on our YouTube channel. I will say that I am wearing a medal around my neck from the men's lightweight division, which did have 3 members in it. So it's not a spoiler that I'm wearing a medal around my neck.
I was curious how many members were in that division.
If anybody, if you want to go check out the video, it's on our YouTube channel. And you can see my elbow go. I don't think you can actually see it on camera, but it definitely does go the wrong way a little bit. I'm not feeling super cool about that.
Ouch.
But I made a mistake that was very much a mistake, and my opponent did exactly what he was supposed to do, but it hurt a lot. So
do you
I
need
learned
to
some
tighten
lessons.
up the cartilage in the elbow?
There's-
Is it loose?
something's
Is
a
the
little
cartilage
loose in
loose?
there. Something's a little loose, that's for
Something
sure.
jingling around in there?
Yeah. Should we get Hoshoryu's doctor
Yeah.
to you?
Yes, clearly.
I
tighten
have
up.
been told that 2 weeks rest, and I will be ready to perform and do my brand of sumo by then.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
A brand which I learned, probably a generic, not name brand.
It's that off-brand crap that'll get you every time.
Yeah,
It's the Timu brand, as they
I do
could
great
say.
value sumo.
So since we're recording on Monday, 6 days before the Basho starts, there could be news that breaks in the meantime, but we're working with the best knowledge that is available at this moment in time. Before we dive into talking about what we expect to happen in the Aki Basho, let's talk real quick about our Patreon. We have a Patreon. We love anybody and everybody that supports us there. Every dollar that gets sent
not
to
if
us
you
through
don't.
that goes to
Well,
improving podcast quality and giving back to the fans and Jake's medical bills.
yeah, soon to be added to the list.
Yeah.
Like the free
Oh, man.
t-shirt that we send out every Basho and the trading cards
Yeah.
that we do. We have 3 different tiers. We have a $1 friend of the show tier that gets you a compliment upon your sign up, and you get access to the Grand Sumo Breakdown Discord. $2 tier, you get the compliment, you get the Discord, plus you get the ability to receive a free trading card whenever we open up a new box. That typically happens twice a year. If my schedule clears up, we'll start going back into the time machine and doing more again. But right now, it's real tough with the schedule. And we also have a $3 best friend of the show tier. You get everything $2 tier. Plus, you gave us an extra dollar, and thank you for that. That's what
It
the
gets you that
$3
extra-
To get you that smile.
Yeah, that-
once per Basho, when I'm explaining what you get in the Patreon, you get one extra thank you for that extra dollar you send us.
Oh,
Thank
that
you.
to the bank.
So we have 2 new patrons that have signed up since we last talked about our patrons. Our first one is Terry Wynia, and Terry is without a doubt the best sumo fan in the entire world. He is truly a fan that all sumo fans, including his brother Peter, should look up to. In fact, if I could select fans for my Chump team, Terry would be my champ easily every single time. Number 1 pick without a doubt. Peter, he would be my chump. Do better, Peter.
Huh?
We also have David signed up for the Patreon, and David, I actually, despite us announcing it here on the show, I actually heard David for the first time on Saturday on the phone with my opponent, advising on what mistake Jake often makes in sumo matches. So, David, not necessarily friends right now, but damn it, I respect your sumo scouting.
Sumo X. He's Sumo Rikishi X.
All right, so Jake, any other updates in the Amazumo world?
Worlds is this weekend. Don't really have anything else. That's the big one. Yeah, reach out to anybody in amateur sumo or just the USSF in general if you are interested in watching. But yeah, we have a full slate of Team USA wrestlers this year. Going to be a blast in Bangkok, Thailand on Saturday the 13th. So let's see, that's east of us, I guess. So that'll basically be overnight Friday and Saturday morning, I think will be in US time, I think is when it will be happening. But yeah, big deal. Our team is awesome this year.
All right. And what is the new sumo belt that we're going to be working towards throughout the entirety of this Basho, Jake?
That's right. We also have our green belt that we're going to earn. So a lot of you, if you follow Pro Sumo, will probably know some of our vocabulary. But we got 5 words here. I'm going 5 vocab words because I think you guys know most of these. Tsukidashi.
Do you have a question?
Tsukiotoshi.
Oh, yeah, Zoom thought you were raising
You
your
had a
hand
question.
again, Jake.
Oh, I hate those stupid hand motion things. Yeah, it also
Yes.
moved my camera, didn't it? It put me in front of.
Yeah.
That'll be funny
Sure
on the YouTube video.
I have to edit that now.
No, you don't. It's fine.
Yes, I do.
5 kimarite.
Yes, you do, Matt.
Tsukidashi, Tsukiotoshi, Uwate Nage, Uwate Dashi Nage, and Suridashi. So I think you guys can probably piece together most of those, but yeah, we'll cover those right before the break. But yeah, if you know those, good for you. If you don't, you're going to learn in like 45 minutes.
Oh, no, it's going to be like an
In
hour
like
and a half.
90 minutes.
Yeah.
In like 3 hours.
All right, and before we dive into predicting there's a lot of and befores. In the
I know
previews.
we got to get a couple different segues if we want to do so many segments at the beginning of our
Yeah.
previews.
No kidding. But once again, before we dive into what we believe will happen in September, let's get a quick recap of what occurred in a shocking Nagoya Basho from our field correspondent, B.
Hey guys, B here with your Summer Slam, my head in a car door because I'm so tired of this. Sure hope you boys started the intro with Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. I'm Mark.
Nope.
I'm Mark. I'm Mark. And I'm Mark. Because Marks is what all of us are, apparently. Like, how stupid were we? Oh, after years of interim, we have finally entered a new era of sumo. Oh, 2 Yokozuna now, both young and powerful guys. Era of dominance, real rivalry, meaningful.
Does
Nope.
sound like me
LMAO.
4 months ago.
Give the Yusho to Koto whatever. Huh? Oh, no, not that one. The other one. You know, the one we didn't make Ozeki, because I'm so over this. I don't know how to chant same old shit in Japanese, but I need to learn. Oh, B, don't be too hard on them. Hoshoryu got injured. Okay, awesome. Congratulations to Mongolian Samoa Joe, who just fumbles every title push he gets with injuries until he gets dropped like a used training Mawashi. Pretty sure white meat babyface Onosato clone wasn't hurt, so don't tell me the lever pull of Hoshoryu getting hurt was a 10-5 with bewildered looks into the hard cam from the jolly Japanese giant. Like, what are we doing here? Does Kotoshoho have some hot merch I missed that he needed this win to bump up his take-home pay? Who booked this crap? Hakuoho screws up the start of the match 3 times in a row and he still wins? Takayasu is beating Abi Light when he took a clean nap 4 days earlier. These idiots booked so many hair pulls and almost hair pulls, I was about to pull out my own hair. And what's the big finale? 2-second slip and fall to geek out the hot Ukrainian dude. Amazing job, guys. At the rate they're going, I can't wait for them to announce that sumo's breaking into the U.S. market and following the WWE route. Juryo on Netflix, Makushita on Peacock, Makuochi on Disney+, but Sanyaku's on a $30 ESPN bundle. See you guys for Aki if I make it that long.
And is he a hot Ukrainian specimen? And how?
But he is.
Man, B coming in hot.
Yeah,
I think he had some feelings.
Never loved B more than I have right now.
Obviously, he got the money that we sent him because he's invested in that fantastic audio quality. He sounds much better now.
It only took him 8 years of saving up.
Yeah.
Hey, it's perseverance gets you.
I am impressed that somebody found the nichest of niches and is very good at it, of writing wrestling themed sumo analysis.
Pro wrestling
beautiful.
themed.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, welcome back to everybody who skipped the first 10 minutes of the podcast to get to the actual meat of the stuff. Let's talk.
Yeah, Mac, let's put a timestamp in the description, please.
Yep,
Thank you.
You got it.
Let's talk about the Aki Basho, and let's talk about our two guys who did disappoint us a little bit in the last Basho for one reason or another, our Yokozuna. We'll start with the Yokozuna that is on the east side, our top-ranked rikishi in the land. It is Onosato for the first time in his career. He has been, went about the Jungyo tour. They're well deep into the cross Heya training sessions, the Daigeko that they're going on, very deep in training right now after the Bansuke was released. And Onosato has been very vocal about his disappointment with the results of the previous Basho and how he is very keen to take home the Yusho this Basho. The most public and biggest training session that we had prior to the start of the September Basho is the YDC Soken. All the groups get together, train together. You had your Yokozuna going against each other and also going against the Ozeki. And at the biggest session for training, Onosato goes 3-5 against Hoshoryu, and then he goes 0-3 against Kotosakura in that session, going 3-8 overall in that YDC Soken training. There was a Q&A session with Onosato after the training, and I'd like Jake and I to read. This is the verbatim translation that we got. I want to big time thank you to Kintama Yama. We've mentioned Kintama Yama a lot in the past. He is doing some heavy lifting on Sumo forums, providing translations of all the training reports and everything that's going on. That's where I'm getting most of my information. So thank you very much to Kintama Yama on Sumo forums. That effort is very much appreciated. But Jake, this is a conversation that was had between a reporter and Onosato. So Jake, I want you to be Onosato in this conversation. Read it in bold, and I will be the reporter. So looking back on today's Keiko,
there is still time for me to do it properly, so I would like to put in some more effort.
you had 11 matches and won 3. How do you feel about the results?
Totally bad. I will do my best to be ready in time for Shonichi.
Totally. So you're not feeling too great?
It was all a bit disjointed, so I will work hard again.
Now that the Jungyo has finished and the Basho is about to begin, what did you take away from this Jungyo and the loud supporting cheers you received?
I will do my best and prepare properly so that I can turn that experience into strength again.
I imagine that this Basho you will still be getting over the last Basho, so how are you feeling about that?
I want to do my best so that I don't make the same mistakes I did last Basho.
And by say mistakes, what exactly do you mean?
I want to do my best as a Yokozuna so that I don't make the same mistakes as last tournament, so that I can stay in the Yusho race until the end and liven up the atmosphere.
But like, for example, did you have any strategy that you decided on for yourself in Keiko today?
I see why you wanted to read this out. This is awesome. It wasn't good. So today was today, and it is over for me. And I'll work hard and gambarize again tomorrow.
Could you please tell us again about your resolve and thoughts for this tournament?
Well, I shall do what I need to do properly and give it my all for the 15 days.
Didn't know Onosato was like the exact meme of what we talk about for sumo wrestler interviews. Way to give us absolutely nothing. He almost did when he said training was totally bad. Yeah. But then he just went back into the well with,
Nope.
I will do my best. I'll prepare
He didn't say my brand of
branded
sumo, but other than that, he hit every single space on my bingo card.
All the boxes.
I love how sports platitudes are very similar between cultures, where they just said, "Yeah, I just came out with more grit than the other people," and just the person who won that day end up winning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us why? What strategy are you going to focus on this time around? Well, I'm just going to focus on everything, really. And
I'd like to
give
do
my
my
best.
Brand of sumo.
Yes, my brand of sumo. What in particular? Well, my brand of sumo.
Properly.
I see why people like Onosato as Yokozuna. He's doing great.
This interview definitely like fits my I really enjoy his like complete, like a little bit surprised and like, I guess I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here kind of vibe. This interview is perfect for that.
Yeah, he was I'm becoming more convinced that he is just a like android made for sumo.
Yeah.
And like they just put the programming into him. It's just like, hey, move forward, push guy out, easy win. And then they just put it was like an AI that took a conglomeration of all sumo interviews, and then they just use that to come up with his interview answers. I'm starting to lean towards Onosato is a AI generated sumo wrestler.
I like that analogy because it also covers the fact that sometimes it just hallucinates and does bad. Like just completely unpredictably. Like sometimes the AI is just like, stand straight up. Okie dokie. And then that I think that fits perfectly.
Yeah. So it wasn't looking so great for Onosato at the YDC Soken, but we know training bout results really don't tell the full story of what's going on. We don't know what Onosato is working on. We don't know what his opponents were working on. We can't really look into the records to see how good he was really doing. That being said, the next day he does go 12-3 against Kotosakura. He said, I think I was able to do well today because I reflected on what I did poorly yesterday because I was all over the place yesterday.
Which was?
I think I approached practice today with a sense of urgency, which was good. And they described the training a little bit and said that most of his matches against Kotosakura had Kotosakura step in sharply at the tachiai, forcing Onosato to retreat. Then Onosato would regroup and counterattack. Onosato wouldn't confirm, but it seems like this was potentially him training to shore up that weakness that we all saw in the Nagoya Basho. So it's not something where it's like we all pointed it out and somehow he's blind to the fact he knows what happened in the Basho and his tendency to pull just causing some immediate losses for him. So it seems like that is something he is focusing on this Basho. So what are our expectations for Onosato? I mean, it's kind of, I feel like, 11 or more wins. That's the expectation for Onosato. But as far, what level of in the Yusho race do we expect for Onosato? Is he running away with the Yusho on day 13? Is he staying in the hunt? Is he trailing behind? He's going to be in the Yusho race, but what flavor of in the Yusho race are we thinking for Onosato this time?
Yeah, I don't like. I wouldn't say that I expect him to run away with it because he lost to 3 Maegashira. No, all 4 of them were Maegashira this last tournament. Like, I there's probably some level of like promotion hangover that he's got, but I don't know. That was a really underwhelming performance, especially given that they were specifically the guys he was supposed to beat. As opposed to like, a Sekiwake or Ozeki, maybe that's a little bit more explicable. Go ahead, Mac.
Oh, sorry. It was like normally somebody says go ahead, and so I'm like, wait. Anybody else going to speak? Regardless,
Mac, you may speak. You have come to our table. We will hear your thoughts.
No, I'm actually hopeful for this. Now, I don't think he'll run away from it, but I like that he's actually training on that big glaring issue. Like, not that all of us pointed it out, some of us did, but looking ahead to what he can do and where he can go, I think he's definitely going to be in the hunt for this. As long as he shores up that initial tachiai issue, I definitely think in the hunt.
Yeah. I agree with that. I guess I'm just saying I don't think that he'll blow everybody out. That's what I was saying. Sorry to cut you off there, Flair.
Yeah, I think in the hunt. Like, I don't think he's usually had some great results, but I think there's people about just the same level as him. We saw that at the YDC Soken. Like, sometimes they get the best of him. So I think it's going to be kind of like neck and neck until the end. Hopefully, unless he has a couple drops. But I think he's still got 11-4 last in the Junior show. So I think he's gonna be right there in the hunt and right until the end.
Yeah, I'm feeling like this could be a more dominant Onosato one, like the 14-1 that we saw a couple of Basho ago, just because he had those mistakes last time and lost to the 4 Maegashira. Doesn't mean 2 Basho ago he didn't wipe the floor with every single Maegashira and everybody ranked below Yokozuna in that Basho on his way to his Yokozuna promotion. Obviously, Onosato has that within him, and I think he really wanted to win his first Yusho as a Yokozuna. I think the disappointment with not being able to do that, plus having those glaring holes in his game exposed, I think he's going to focus on that, get that cleaned up, and I think we could see a pretty dominant Yusho from Onosato this time. That's kind of where I'm leaning.
What about his contemporaries, Hoshoryu and Kotosakura?
I don't feel like Kotosakura really matters all that much right now. But Hoshoryu, we do know he's had those injuries. Or are you just specifically talking about how will Onosato do against them?
No, I'm just saying that you seem to think he has a leg up against both of them. Like you seem pretty confident about that.
Yeah,
where's that come from?
I think for Yusho in his first 2 years in sumo, the fastest rise to Yokozuna ever. That 14-1 Yusho he did lose to Hoshoryu, but he didn't lose before that, and that still got him the Yusho. No, I feel like Onosato is clearly the best rikishi right now, the overall best. He's not going to win every single Yusho, but nobody wins every single Yusho. But I feel like, yeah, I do feel like it's pretty clear. Onosato is the best rikishi we have. He's going to be the best rikishi we have for a while. I love Hoshoryu, but I think he's probably pretty clearly going to be number 2 going through these next few years.
All right. So what level would you start being disappointing with him? If he wins a 14-1 Yusho, that's expected. So you feel neutral or just like, I'm okay with this, right? 13-2. Still feel that way?
I mean, I'm not going to be disappointed. I think disappointed in Onosato would be like a 10-5.
Okay. 10-5 is the line for that. So last Yusho, you were okay with 11-4.
Last Basho, 11-4.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess it was disappointing for Onosato. So yeah, maybe 11-4 is.
Okay.
I guess I would classify last Basho as disappointing for Onosato. I feel like he's the kind of guy that's going to be aiming for every single Yusho. So when he doesn't win the Yusho, it's probably going to be a disappointment for him. I think less that he went 11-4 and more the way that some of those matches happened is what leaves the bad taste in your mouth following that Basho. Like if he had lost 4 matches and it was like to a good looking Kotosakura, Wakataka Kage on his Ozeki run, maybe even like an up and coming Aonishiki, something like that, got some instead of Hakuoho, Kotoshoho, and 2 other guys at Tamawashi, a 40-year-old Tamawashi. I feel like it's kind of the manner that it happened, not exactly the record.
Okay. I just feel like you have high expectations, which usually, like, I am kind of hedging my expectations a little bit because, I want to. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this. But I'm kind of wondering if they're high, and if he starts to underperform, whether or not you would start to slowly hate Onosato. I guess I'm just trying to kind of get feel for that. So. Do you not think
that's
there
yet? But
not there yet?
My expectations are high for him because he has a 40% Yusho rate in the top division. He's won 4 out of 10. So the expectations are just kind of always there.
Okay. We'll see if that holds this Basho.
Yeah. Let's move on to talk about Hoshoryu. Obviously, he went Kyujo the last Basho. It was a dislocated and fractured left big toe that caused him to pull out of the tournament. He also sustained a left shoulder injury on the Jungyo tour, which we talked about on our news episode. He says it has gotten much better. And he's also confirmed there's no question that he will be participating in the upcoming Basho. He's training every day, going out for training. It sounds like he doesn't have any tape on the shoulder, at least. I'm not sure about the toe. But yeah, all signs pointing to a Hoshoryu, and it sounds like Hoshoryu's doing really well in the training for the most part. At the YDC Soken a few days ago on the 5th, he went 13-6 against Onosato and Kotosakura combined. He said that I want to show sumo that is true to myself. If I concentrate on each match each day, the results will follow. So, Mac, this one has a bit more variability than probably the Onosato question, but what are we feeling for Hoshoryu this Basho?
I honestly think there isn't very much variability if Hoshoryu does not want to become a continual disappointment to anything that is of Yokozuna caliber and quality. He has to cement himself in this one. He had 2 lackluster performances. I want to see something from him that is just amazing. I want to see a 15-0. If he can do that, he will completely rest all of my fears with him and his Yokozuna dominance. At this point, he's got to perform. 15-0 would be phenomenal. 14-1, okay. 13-2. You really need to show some dominance here because we've talked about it.
Be disappointed in a 13-2 for Hoshoryu?
I would be. I am trying to show that this guy deserved to be a Yokozuna. If Fat Man proved that he deserved to be Yokozuna, he needs to not disappoint the Fat Man.
All right, I feel like that's
Mac is
little
earning
harsh.
his keep. Mac is earning his keep as YDC West as being the harsh critic of the fans.
No kidding.
He's also trying to hit the every point along the spectrum of energy.
Yes.
In one sitting,
Passion.
Mac is going to play every level of passion.
I am energy. What did you expect?
Well, you started off very restrained.
I'm calm now. I'm calm.
Yeah.
Oh, good. He's back.
Have you never started, Jake? Have you never started rant just like passive, and as you keep going, you realize how angry this thing you're ranting about makes you?
I've never had that happen to me even a single time in my life. I have no idea what that's like whatsoever.
Oh yeah, even keel
Actually,
Jake right here.
That rant is usually about sumo to somebody that just asked me what I did this weekend and didn't know what they were getting into. Yeah,
so to sum up, yes, he has to finish. Like he will finish because he has to finish.
I feel like, we really need Hoshoryu to finish the Basho. Missing 2 in a row and 3 of his first 4 is Yokozuna. That's not a good look at all. I understand injury, and for me, I don't care. Injuries suck. I get it, but the YDC is going to be asking questions. The JSA is not going to be happy to have a Yokozuna continuously pulling out. So honestly, I don't care. He can keep pulling out as long as he's injured. That's fine with me. Get healed, do better. But for the public scrutiny that he'll be under if he doesn't, he really needs to, for himself, at least finish the Basho, get to 11 wins, and then I think he'll have a little bit of he won't have quite as much scrutiny on him after that. He just needs to make it through this Basho and hopefully a lot more consecutive Basho. Let's talk about not our current Ozeki, because he is disappointing very much right now. But let's talk
just
about
gonna skip him.
He didn't. No, he's down there. We've got a talking point.
I see. But he got demoted by a bullet point.
He got demoted because I'd rather talk about Wakataka Kage and his Ozeki push. So Wakataka Kage, it hasn't all been roses for him after the Basho ended. He did miss time from the Jungyo Tour due to an ankle injury. He also missed the YDC Soken on the 5th due to a fever, not COVID, and then took precautions the next 2 days, only doing the basics. Regarding the impact of these missed days, Wakataka Kage said, there's no problem. I'm in good physical condition. He did resume training on the 8th, going 8-3 against the likes of Kirishima, Tamawashi, Shodai, and Daisho. And he had a quote regarding his potential promotion to Ozeki. So Wakataka Kage went 12-3 as a Komosubi back in May. He went 10-5 as a Sekiwake last Basho. That gives him 22 over the last 2 Bashos, both in the Sanyaku ranks. And one would think if he gets 11 wins this time out, he would be promoted to Ozeki. That would give him the typical 33/3, especially in a time where we only have one Ozeki that ain't really doing a whole lot. You got to think that the JSA is chomping at the bit to get Wakataka Kage promoted up there. So they're not going to need a whole lot of convincing from Wakataka Kage to get him that promotion, I believe. But Wakataka Kage said, "This is the rank I've been aiming for, so I want to approach the Basho without any regrets. Every single match, I want to fight with my own style of sumo, attacking from down low. I want to train hard and prepare my body and mind before going in." So I want us all to be on the record for this one. Will Wakataka Kage keep the momentum going and get 11 wins and an Ozeki promotion this Basho? What say you, Jake?
If I have to pick yes or no, I'll say no, but I don't think it would
the
be
other options be.
You know how much I like to waffle and like put nuance to things that don't necessarily need it. If it's yes or no, I will pick no, but I'd say the odds are not like zero. I'd maybe say like 2-1 against or something like that. It's possible, but yeah, if you're gonna make me pick, I say no. He can't get there.
What about you, Flarek?
I don't know. I have famously not been believing in this guy for a long time.
Yep.
But I don't know. Last Basho kind of made me. I don't know. I'm kind of starting to believe a little bit. He might just be able to pull it off. But I think I don't know. I'm kind of going back to this quote that you just said of where every single match I want to fight with my own style, attacking from down low.
And he at least defines what his style is.
Yes,
he does.
Attacking from down low.
Yeah, which everyone's going to know about now. That's a silly thing to do.
Everybody has known about it. That's Wakataka Kage style. It's kind of what he does.
Big revelation.
Stop giving away your secrets, man.
I know. Even Onosato knows that much. No, but then he goes on to say, I will train hard and prepare my body and mind before going in. And doesn't Sumo all about Shingi Tai, of where it's like technique, body, and mind or something like that? He's like saying, like, my technique is already good enough. I just need to prepare my mind and like my body or something like that. So I feel like that's a little confident. He's being a little bit egotistical, not saying his technique needs to work on it. He just needs to show it off.
Shingi Tai is heart, technique, body.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm taking heart as mind. I don't know. I feel like that's him being a little egotistical. And we all know that being up in the higher ranks is all about being very humble, and not talking about your technique at all and being very, very vague.
Speaking humbly, not necessarily acting it.
Yeah, it's true. Anyways, I think he is being
Mac going after Hoshoryu, and now all of a sudden Wakataka Kage's an egomaniac. Yeah. How am I the level-headed one this
Did
preview?
you not read that quote that you just said? How can you not interpret that any other way?
Ryan, we got to game the algorithm, and hot takes are the only way to do it.
You're right. I'm sorry.
So I don't know. The sumo I saw from the last boss shows is really, really scary, and it's very impressive. So I think I'm gonna go with Jake. It's like I think there is a very good chance this is gonna happen. My heart is saying no, and I'm just going to blame that towards him just being super egotistical, and he's not ready to be in the higher ranks. It's not gonna happen.
What about you, Mac? What do you say?
Choo choo, Wakataka Kage hype train, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I feel like he has the goal in front of him. He knows what he needs to do. And I feel like when we've had rikishi that have had like very clear, like they've had the 2 consecutive good Yushos or good Bashos in Sanyaku with the 10+ wins, and they kind of really know what they're aiming for. I feel like I can't, off the top of my head, can't think of somebody who's failed to achieve that. Like when they were in a situation. When has Daisho, like how often has Daisho gotten back-to-back 10+ wins in the Sanyaku?
Well, I'm just saying, with a clear goal in mind of where to be and where to hit. Daisho was close, but fell. He was the only one that I can think of that actually fell.
Daisho back in 2023 did have a 12-3 followed by a 10-5, which is exactly what
the
Wakataka Kage
same scenario.
Has. And then he went 9-6. So yeah, Daisho would be a good example of somebody who's failed. But I feel like Kirishima got to the point. It's like very clear. 2 consecutive good Basho. He got it. Onosato, he got it. Like Asanoyama got it. I feel like people like Mitake Yumi and Shodai, they were more of like, oh, your last one was just really good. We've got to give it to you now. So I don't feel like they really count in my head, but I feel like it's kind of rare when we. Well, no, because it was also Wakamoto Haru, I think. Now I'm thinking back to when Hoshoryu was promoted. That was kind of like our dream.
Well, that was another one.
We could have a triple Ozeki promotion, Daisho, Wakamoto Haru, and Hoshoryu at the same time. So I guess 2 guys kind of failed on that front at that time. To my butt. Still believe in Wakataka Kage.
To your butt?
To my butt.
To my
I believe in
butt.
Wakataka Kage.
Yeah. But now that we've brought up all the counter examples and Ryan doesn't have as strong of a case, we rely on, yes, my butt. That is where this idea comes from.
All All right, let's talk about the other Ozeki.
Failure.
Not the other Ozeki. Well, he's not a failure. He won a U-Show. He went 14-1 back in November. He's just fallen on hard times in 2025.
And what has he done? What has he done with it, really?
Why are you so mad this episode, Mac? We're not doing the hate bracket anymore.
But I have to channel my hate somehow.
He was feeling good for Wakataka Kage, but now he's gone back to the dark side.
Balance.
We all know Koto Sakura's been going through it this year. He's got the 3 consecutive 8 and 7s. At the YDC Soken, he went 6-8 overall against the Yokozuna. He followed that up the next day. We talked about it before with Onosato. He went 3-12 against Onosato. Despite the poor record for Koto Sakura, Nishonoseki Oyakata had positive things to say about Koto Sakura Sumo. He said his Tachi was very good and he seems to be in good shape. He has that explosiveness. Koto Sakura has been very frustrated with his performances this year. Obviously, he hasn't said anything, but I'm sure Kotoshoho within his same stable winning the U-Show last time doesn't sit. I'm sure he's happy for Kotoshoho. I don't think like he's mad that Kotoshoho won or anything, but I'm sure that like I'm the Ozeki that needs to be me. I need to be performing to that level. When it's happening within your own head, it probably shines a brighter light on Koto Sakura and his failures this year. And so after that training session with Onosato, he said, I'll do what I have to do. It doesn't really matter that my body is moving well right now. I'll just do my best and give my all at the Basho. So it sounds like he's feeling good right now, but he knows that doesn't matter. What matters is what happens when you're at the Basho. So Fleric, is the 5th time the charm for Koto Sakura? Will we finally see him in the Yusho race in a meaningful way this Basho?
It's so hard to say. I feel for this guy. I know where he definitely has potential. Like he has high highs and he can get wins. It just seems like it's kind of there's some kind of mental thing going on with him of where he just because like losing against the top people like Ozeki and Yokozuna is not necessarily the issue that's with him. It's the consistency of winning against like all the other people around the field, and it's just there's something. A is like not being as dominant. That's one way to do it, but I just think there's kind of something like he has those hot days where he does well. He just is not able to bring that out every single time. So. He has something to figure out. He has the high potential of it. Do I believe that this is the time? It's hard to say. I just don't believe in him. I don't think it's, I hope it's going to happen, but it's kind of showing that this has been long enough that we're starting to see a pattern, and I don't think it's going to improve right away.
Yeah, I'm just, I gotta continue the pessimism train for me. Koto Sakura has only ever made it to 6-0 one time. Has he made it to 5-0 anymore? No, just the one time as well. He's dropping matches, especially as an Ozeki. He drops matches in the first week every single time, and that's what kills you. That's what busts you out of a U-Show race pretty much every time. The U-Show that he won, he lost on day 3. He was an Ozeki against Maegashira won Oho. And I mean, we've seen some good stuff from Oho, but like that's you can't do that if you're an Ozeki and you want to be in the Yusho race. Those week 1 losses are just that's what just kills your momentum right away before you can get started. Ozeki, just like Yokozuna, all their hard matches are at the end, so you really need to build up that momentum early.
Yeah, to Jake's point about slow starts, he's 4-5 on day 1 as an Ozeki, with 3 of those 5 losses coming in the last 3 Basho. He started 2-2 the last 3 Basho. So obviously he's getting off to some slow starts. So he really needs to, kind of like what we were seeing with Hoshoryu before he went on his Yokozuna run, kind of just losing on the first day for like 4 consecutive Basho. Koto Sakura really needs to break out of that, get started on a good note, and maybe just if he gets that win on day 1, maybe that'll just be the confidence boost that he needs to kind of keep it moving forward, keep that momentum going. But when you just constantly are starting off with a losing record, you're immediately like, I'm already out of the Yusho race, starting 0-1 on day 1. Like that can't be a good feeling. And I mean, looking at Hoshoryu after he broke his 0-4 or his day one loss streak of 4 consecutive Bashos losing on day one, then the next 2 Bashos were his 13-2 Jun Yusho, 12-3 Yusho for his Yokozuna promotion. So that I'm not saying that winning on day one caused it, but it helps. Winning on day
It can't
one
hurt.
Winning more matches helps.
Hot take.
Yeah. But I think that's a great example of where you can, if you just figure out kind of a small adjustment what's going on, how it can instantly, like, you're in there in the race to actually be contesting for these U-shows. Because he definitely has the potential. Like, he's pulled up those results. He is still like getting some wins against these like Yokozuna and Ozeki.
He had the most wins in 2024. Obviously, he's a great rikishi. Something's going on this year.
Exactly. So it could just be like one of those things where you figure something out and like it could just instantly be kind of there. I hope to see it. I'm still kind of waiting to see.
Yeah. All right, let's play a little game. So we've talked about 4 rikishi so far and how they did at the YDC Soken. Onosato didn't really have great results. Hoshoryu looked really good. Wakataka Kage had to skip it, and Koto Sakura, it was kind of middling, ending up with the losing record. So Chairman Hikaku had some quotes about each of the 4 rikishi that we've discussed so far. I want to read each of these quotes to you guys, and I want you to guess which of those 4 rikishi that we've talked about that quote pertains to. So I'm going to read all 4 so you get an idea of what the quotes are. Then we'll go one by one, and you can choose who you think that belongs to. So comment 1 by Chairman Hikaku. He knows his own physical condition. I'm sure he'll enter the Basho in good health. Comment 2. He lacks the spirit to beat blank. His good nature is showing. His attacks are also slow. Comment 3. Blank is the favorite. He has the stability to move forward calmly. Comment 4. Blank is strong, but in the main tournament, he gets anxious and digs his own grave.
Well, that's dramatic.
We'll start with comment 1. He knows his own physical condition. I'm sure he'll enter the Basho in good health. Who do we think that is?
It sounds like Hoshoryu.
Obviously, Hoshoryu.
I'm thinking Koto Sakura.
It is Wakataka Kage. Since he missed the Soken due to the fever, people were wondering, like, is he going to be in good condition? Chairman Hikaku is like, the dude's 30 years old. He knows his body. He knows how to prepare. Don't worry about him.
Okay. Yeah, I would have guessed that was Hoshoryu because, again, the health is obviously the headline for him.
Yep. Comment 2. He lacks the spirit to beat blank. His good nature is showing. His attacks are also slow.
Who can we tell? Can we see who is the first blank? He lacks the spirit to beat blank.
No.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think, Flarek?
I'm gonna go with Aonishiki.
Why would it be Aonishiki? We haven't talked about Aonishiki yet.
Yeah.
I said these comments were about the 4 people we've talked about. Why would it be Aonishiki, Flarek?
You just quickly say something like that and expect me to listen?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
fine.
all you have to do right now is listen to the other 3 people you're talking to.
Yeah, I was reading my book too. Sorry.
Yeah.
His attacks are also slow. Sounds like they might be talking about Koto Sakura.
Yeah, I'm going with Koto Sakura.
That'll be my next guess too.
After Aonishiki. Yes.
Is it Ura?
Is it Ura?
He lacks the spirit to beat the Yokozuna. His good nature is showing. His attacks are also slow.
Got it.
Okay.
So now we're down to the final 2. Comment 3. Blank is the favorite. He has the stability to move forward calmly.
Onosato.
Yeah.
Onosato.
Despite the poor showing, Hikaku comes out and claims, Onosato
and then, of course,
is the favorite.
Digging his own grave, like, that was Hoshoryu. No.
Yep. Hoshoryu is strong, but in the main tournament, he gets anxious and digs his own grave.
We've seen it so many times.
I'm sure that, like, it's probably a translation thing, but
it's
that
a
is just
Japanese
so
idiom, I think they said.
Yeah. It just sounds so
fantastic. I
over the
loved
top.
So further comments from Chairman Hikaku on the Yokozuna and like training bouts versus the actual Basho. So talking about Hoshoryu, he says an Uwatanage throw after pushing back is good, but suddenly throwing an Uwatanage, that sort of thing is a mental thing. It's kind of lost in the context here, but he's talking about like, yeah, if you're pushing somebody back into the Tawara and then you throw an Uwatanage, that's good. But if you're just trying to break an Uwatanage out like in the middle of the doyo with no like lead up, that just kind of shows that you're not trusting your forward moving sumo and stuff like that. And then he says, Onosato only does one thing. He does it without hesitation. He has the stability to move forward calmly. Onosato wins safely. That's his style of sumo. He will miss out on fewer opportunities. Regarding Hoshoryu again, in the training hall, you have the freedom to do anything. But in the main tournament, you lose that freedom. You have to learn to move forward and win safely. It's a flashy style of sumo, but you'll miss out on more opportunities. He did follow up and say he's a Yokozuna who only gets stronger from now on. So it sounds like Chairman Hikaku, not a big fan of Hoshoryu's more flashy style, because he believes it leads more openings for losses if you're not trying to just get your opponent, push them back and out. If you're trying to go for throws and stuff, there's just so many more opportunities for your opponents to take advantage of you and send you down to the ground.
Fair.
No, that makes sense.
No, I get it.
Yeah, Hoshoryu definitely has like I won't say the most consistent style. That definitely goes to Onosato just because of his body type. But damn, it's a flashy. We can see if he adjusts. It'll be cool to see.
Yeah.
But I still think he has. I think his bag of tricks got him there. He's always gonna have a little bit of that. So, but who knows?
Yeah, like Hakuho always had something to rely on, like a backup plan. But yeah, Hoshoryu sometimes makes that what should be a backup plan. He makes into his plan A sometimes, I think.
Well, sure. Haku is like also like huge. How huge was he compared to Hoshoryu? I'm kind of
See, I thought Hakuho's backup plan was just to rely on his aura. He's Hakuho. Like, oh no, like if his technique's not going to beat you, his aura is going to beat you.
Oh, I'm sure he won a lot of matches before the match even started.
Yeah, exactly.
After his initial dominance. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people who are just, I can't beat Hakuho, and they're just in their heads immediately.
Yeah.
Looks like, sorry, real quick on the height. Hakuho is only 4 centimeters taller, so not substantial, but he was bigger. You're right.
Yeah. Also 10 kilos as well.
Okay, so he was bigger.
What was I going to say? Yeah, he's working on the aura. I do think that's what Hikaku is kind of leaning at. He's definitely working on the intimidation and like his attitude towards it. And once he starts getting the results to back that up, I think it's going to only get stronger.
I mean, Hakuho's the prime example of just the aura, the charisma, mentally defeating enemies before they even step in the ring. Like, as soon as they see their match lineup for the day, like, crap, I'm going against Hakuho. I can't. But immediately you get into your head, like, I can't beat this guy. There's no way. Nope. He's Yokozuna. I can't beat, but he's freaking Hakuho, the Dai Yokozuna, the Phenom. Crap.
And I wonder, like, there's some rikishi that is Hoshoryu. Does Hoshoryu feel that way about other rikishi? Like, I especially think Abi. When's the last time Hoshoryu beat Abi? Because I feel like it's been a minute. Let's see. Abi, he's lost his last 5 matches against Abi. Oho is another one. Like, why isn't Hoshoryu wiping the floor with Oho? Why does Oho have a winning record against Hoshoryu? Like, maybe Hoshoryu's in his head against some certain opponents, or maybe just Abi has the exact style to counter Hoshoryu perfectly. But I feel like at this point, especially with Kinboshi's on the line for Hoshoryu against a guy that he knows he loses to a lot, that's got to be a lot. There's probably extra pressure when he's going up against Abi, knowing like, I can't give up a 4th Kinboshi to Abi.
In Hakuho's defense against Abi, who hasn't Abi beat like randomly? I mean, I think every single rikishi.
But it's not randomly at this point. It's every single time he's losing to Abi now.
That's fair.
All right. I feel like we've talked about one of those 4. One of those 4 is clearly the favorite to win the U show. But let's talk about somebody who wasn't the favorite to win last U show. We probably barely mentioned his name in the last preview episode, and that is Yusho winner Kotoshoho. He is being promoted up to Maegashira 5, so he is just on the outside. He's like the last person in the Joy, so he's probably not going to get a full set of Sanyaku matchups, but he'll definitely get 3 or 4 in there. Looking at Maegashira that won a Yusho and their follow-up Basho after that Yusho, since 2000, we have 11 or 12. I'm not going to count them all right now, but 11 or 12 instances of where that's happened. The Maegashira's record in the next Basho was 2-13, 9-6, 2-13, 10-5, 7-8, 4-11, 8-7, 8-7, 6-9, 6-9, 8-7, 0-15. That 0-15 being Takeru Fuji, who had to pull out of the next Basho. So 58% had a losing record, 3 of which were double-digit losses, and those double-digit losses don't include Takeru Fuji's absence.
Sure.
Only 42% had a winning record, and only 1 of which was a double-digit winning record. So only one Maegashira has followed up their Yusho with another double-digit winning Basho, and that was Tochinoshin on his Ozeki run.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mac, we have Kotoshoho close to his career high rank at Maegashira 5. I think Maegashira 3 is his career high rank. Yeah, Maegashira 3 East was his career high rank, which he hasn't been at since 2021 in January. What are your expectations for Kotoshoho and his follow-up to his Yusho this Basho?
I have none. I have no expectations for Kotoshoho other than one word: pain. Nothing but pain in this upper level, because I don't see it.
You don't think he can maintain that same calm, cool, like maybe he figured something out, maybe something snapped in place for him last Basho. After starting 3-2, he would go on to win his next 10 matches, including wins over Komusubi Takayasu, Yokozuna Onosato, Sekiwake Kirishima, and huge upstart Aonishiki. He won those 4 consecutive matches and kind of with ease. Could something have clicked with Kotoshoho last time, and maybe Maegashira 5 isn't going to be that big of an issue for him?
That's kind of where I'm landing. I think that this guy has had some injury issues here and there, but like that, I don't know. He does feel to me, based on his sumo against those top guys, it kind of feels like somebody that has hit their stride in sumo. I'm not saying that I'm picking him to win the Yusho or anything, but I bet he could do 8-7 if that guy if we saw something. Did we see 4 flukes in a row, or did we see somebody who's got their sumo figured out right now? And
for me, the fluke Yusho was, oh my god, I can't remember his name. There's too many T names.
Tokushoryu
Guy.
Tokushoryu. Yeah,
Tokushoryu, yeah.
Yes.
All I had was Takeru Fuji in my head.
That was a fluke. We knew it was a fluke before it was even done.
Yeah, and the fact that he won like 6 or 7 matches by Tsukidashi, just last second, oh crap, I'm at the Tawara, I'm going to throw you down, and somehow it worked like 5 consecutive times.
Somebody's not getting their green belt because that's not Tsukidashi.
Whatever. No, that's not Tsukidashi. I don't care. I'll figure it out later when you school me on that.
Stay tuned, because it is our vocab word.
Yeah. It's Suki something, or I don't know. Suridashi.
He's not going to be able to move on, is he?
No. Tsukiotoshi. Tsukiotoshi. There it is.
Well done, sir. That's the
4
one.
consecutive Tsukiotoshi. It wasn't like that for Kotoshoho. It was just nice, clean, I'm better than you sumo. It was Hataki Komi, Uwatenage, and I guess the last one with Tsukiotoshi against Aonishiki on day 15. But that wasn't like oh no, I'm endangered Tsukiotoshi. Like, he was never in danger in that match either. That was a real quick, easy win for him. So yeah, I feel like it's not fluky. So, but I'm also not like he's gonna burn the world to the ground now and he's on a march straight to the Ozeki rank or anything like that. Like, yeah, I'm thinking 8-7, 9-6 for Kotoshoho, provided he could stay healthy. That's always been his big thing. Kind of whenever he gets up to the top of the Bansuke, there's always some sort of injury that knocks him right back down to Juryo, where he has 3 Juryo Yushos. So he's clearly better than Juryo and better than the bottom of the Bansuke. We just need to see a healthy Kotoshoho up in this range of the Bansuke to get a real feel for his true potential, because his true potential could be beating 4 Sanyaku level rikishi in the final 4 matches to win the Yusho.
Yeah, because if he wins 4 Sanyaku matches in this tournament, he'll probably have, I guess he'll have potentially 6, because he's not going to fight Kotozakura because they're stablemates. But if he wins 4 of those 6, there you go. Those are 4 of his 6 hardest matches, and then he'll get a handful of wins over Maegashira. 4 Sanyaku matches carries him to like 9 or 10 wins this time around.
Or he sucks and he'll go 5-10. I wouldn't be shocked.
I see pain. That's what I mean. I see 6-9, 5-10. I want to be disappointed. So I want to see new, fresh blood. No, I mean, I love competition at the top. So if we can get more heavy hitters at the top, Kotoshoho can do it right and actually get there. I just need one more tournament to be like, okay, this guy can be a stable guy up at the top. But right now, he's a fluke. So right now, I'm like, I need to see one more before I can actually put a little weight behind this guy.
Fair enough.
What about you, Flarik? What are you seeing? Pain or glory for Kotoshoho?
Mid. I think I'm with people. It's gonna be like an 8-7 stabilization, and he might be able to go, but I just kind of see him maybe a Joy mainstay or mid Bansuke mainstay.
Yeah, maybe he's a Oho, Gonoyama, kind of a Tommy Fuji type. Like, get up there, hang around that area, not really embarrass yourself too much, but you're not really standing out all too much either.
Okay.
Sure. So, in the spirit of Kotoshoho Yusho, who do we think is the Maegashira most likely to give us a second consecutive Maegashira Yusho?
I'll go first because I have a pick that I'm pretty confident in. I like Tamawashi. He did very well last time around. He's at Maegashira 1. I mean, on some level, it's a matter of time. One of these years, he's going to start to age, but he still looks really good.
No,
not going to happen.
I like the dark horse Kusano. He did fantastic in the last tournament, and I want to see him continue his streak. So I think he's a good chance.
Yeah, I got to go with Daisho. He's down at Maegashira 10. As long as that calf isn't bothering him too much, that should be very easy matches for him in the first 9 or 10 days, where if he goes on a run 9-1, 8-2, we'll launch him up to have tougher matches, and we'll see how that calf holds up then. What about you, Flarik? You got anybody standing out to you?
No, I'm with you too. Assuming he's healthy, Daisho should mop the floor with whoever's around him, and he can compete with the top guys. He just needs a couple matches go his way, and he got to Yusho, baby.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's talk about a newcomer to the top division. We're going to move from the top of the Bansuke all the way down to the bottom of the Bansuke and talk about Hitoshi. He is our sole Makuuchi debutante this Basho. He is in the Oitekaze Bea alongside of Daisho and Tobizaru. He's 28 years old. Jake, what's his fighting style?
He is very heavy on pulling. Lots of pushing. Okay. So let's see. He has a total of 117 wins. Let's see, 38. So like about 30% Oshidashi. That's just barely above normal. Yorikiri is about like 15 to 20%. So that's a little bit below normal, but still those are 2 of his top 2. But Hitaki Komi, that's the one that's very strange. That's like at least 3 times the normal rate. And that he uses about 25% of the time. So yeah, look for him to be like a pusher, like the kind of guy that does like a big push and then a good timing to pull off the throw, or sorry, pull off the pulling down.
We saw that with Kakuryu. It's like that didn't always work out so well.
Kakuryu is
I'm just saying
6 Yushos. I'm not saying that's the right comparison at this point.
Okay, fine. But I'm just saying, when it comes to pulling, like we would see it time and again where he would try that and it just wouldn't work. So I'm always hesitant when they say, "Oh, he's a big puller." I'm like,
Oh, I never have high hopes for anybody that would classify as a high quantity puller.
Thank you. That's my point.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead,
don't know
Flo.
that Kakuryu fits there. I know he did do it quite a bit, but I'm going to look up Kakuryu, see how often he won by Hatake Komi. Flair,
He was the one that stuck out in my head the most. Go ahead, Flerick.
I just remember.
Oh, no,
that
wait, hold on. Hatake Komi was the second most used.
Thank you. Sorry, Flerick.
Yorikiri, 219 wins. Hatake Komi, 114.
We gotta let Flerick talk, guys.
Never.
We're steamrolling him this episode.
I do apologize, Flair.
The comment on that thing is like, and he got to Yokozuna.
Yeah,
Hatake Komi,
yes.
let's go. No, I was just gonna go off on a tangent, so it was fine. I just realized like Kaio's no longer in Makuuchi, and I'm super sad.
Agreed.
But yeah, well, at least we have another puller to take his place.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
To Ryan's point, I think that guys who make it to the top division with pulling being their primary attack, it's probably not going to work as well as it did in the lower divisions. So yeah, that is definitely something that's like a yellow flag to keep an eye on.
Oshoma is the prime puller in the top division right now. It is his top Kimarite, 53 wins compared to his next most, Oshidashi, with 30. So by far his top Kimarite. And we all know Oshoma sucks. So back to Hitoshi. He debuted in the bottom division at 23 years old after exiting university back in 2021. He was very successful in the lower divisions. He won 2 Jonidan Yusho, a Sandanme Yusho, and a Makushita Yusho. After winning his first Jonidan Yusho, he did miss the next 3 Basho due to a neck injury. And so that's why he has 2 Jonidan Yusho. He made his first Juryo appearance in 2023 after a little more than 2 years in Pro Sumo. He went 2-13 in that Basho. I believe he was suffering from an injury at that time as well. It took him a little more than a year to make it back to Juryo, but after he made it back, he got some very good Bansuke luck to be promoted 6 ranks after a 9-6 record. No demotion after a 7-8 record, and now a 7-rank promotion after a 10-5 record to make it to Makuuchi for the first time in his career. So some notes from his press conference after his serious neck injury at the beginning of his pro sumo career, which left him bedridden for 2 months. And his father passed away shortly after. Hitoshi said, it was around that time that I really wanted to quit. But after encouragement from Oitekaze Oyakata and stablemate Daisho, he decided to persevere. Another injury contributed to his poor record in his first Juryo Basho. And after that, he said, I couldn't let it end like this. I was determined to make a comeback no matter what. And his dream is having a match against his high school classmate, Kotosakura.
Cool.
So that is Hitoshi. Let's talk about a few more rikishi in the top division with some quick hits. Kirishima's got to be a lock for double digits at this point, right? Like, it's just following the pattern since he's been demoted from Ozeki. He got 12-3, 6-9, 11-4, 8-7, 11-4, 8-7. Like,
Double
time,
digit
right?
has to be in the mix.
Classic GSB math.
Yes.
He's been like, he had to pull out of the Jungyo due to a wrist injury, but it sounds like he's looking pretty good in training. I don't know. I feel like it's time for us Kirishima fans to get hopeful after this Basho, only to be smacked right back down with an 8-7 next time.
I love the way you say that on the opening day of the Vikings football season.
Do you know how hard it is for me to not be constantly checking the score right now as we're recording?
This is a feat.
During the
right now.
Vikings opening football game of the
Against
season,
the Bears.
It's
with our brand new quarterback playing for the first time.
It tracks that you are talking about Kirishima that way, as in like, it's time for us to get our hopes up again.
And I will
Just
now
like
be
every
draped
week
in my
one with the
Vikings
Vikings.
blanket for the rest of this episode.
No, I can't. Ever since his drop from Ozeki, I can't really put my eggs in the Kirishima basket. I just don't trust that he's going to stay healthy. It's been so up and down.
Oh,
But
no,
I trust in the
absolutely not.
streaks. At this point, I'm like, yeah, all right, I see 10-5.
All right. What about our two Komosubi, Takayasu and Awanishiki? 2 guys that are as different as you can be at Komosubi. Awanishiki has just become the fastest rikishi in history to make their Sanyaku debut, if you're excluding Tsukedashi rikishi like Onosato. So the first person who started from the very bottom to make it to Sanyaku in 12 Basho. He also has 11 consecutive Kachikoshi to start his career, has never had a losing record. The previous record for quickest rise to Sanyaku when starting from the bottom was 14 Basho, which was held by Ozeki Konishiki, Ozeki Koto Oshu, and Yokozuna Asashoryu. So,
dang.
Pretty good group to be breaking their record.
No kidding.
And so we got Aonishiki, the young, hot upstart. We all know how hot Aonishiki is. Can't stop talking about it.
Absolutely smoking.
And then we have 35-year-old Takayasu who can't train because his back hurts.
Oh, you set that up perfectly.
Wow. Are you talking about me or about my favorite wrestler?
Oh, yeah, that is you too, isn't it?
Well, I mean, elbow, but my back does also hurt. Does that help? Is that better
you are
for the
famous
joke?
for complaining about your back. Maybe not on this podcast, but we know
I think
your back
I
hurts.
do enough on this podcast.
Takayasu was absent from the YDC Soken due to his lower back issues that he has consistently had for the past few years. That also kept him out of the Jungyo. He's had comments recently. He's just basically, I'm just keeping it easy until the Basho starts. Still aiming for 10 wins, but I gotta take care of the body so I can get there. But Jake, which Komosubi do you think will perform better this Basho? I don't think we should just write off Takayasu because he has lower back injuries, because he always has lower back injuries.
Yeah. Takayasu, there's reports of him losing limbs or something, and then he comes in and gets double-digit wins every now and then. It's just how it is when you hit the ripe old age of 35 and you're about to go to the retirement home. But I don't know.
God, I wish. As a 35-year-old.
No.
Man, that'd be nice.
Now my mind's on that too, and hoping that I get to retire in a shorter span than 40 more years or something. No, I mean, clearly Aonishiki, if I'm picking with my head, Aonishiki is the right pick there. We've now seen him have a full schedule of the top ranked guys. He did perfectly fine. No breaks on that hype train for me. That's I fully expect him to be let's say he'll be Ozeki in 2026. I think that's I don't think that's going out too far on a limb.
No, I think I'm right there with you. Let's talk about our favorite geriatric, Tamawashi.
The only living man older than Takayasu.
He has dreams of regaining getting into the Sanyaku ranks. He hasn't been Sanyaku since November of 2022. At that time, he would have been 37 years old, which doesn't quite make him the oldest person to be in Sanyaku. I believe that record is held by Kaio, who was 38 years old when he was in the Sanyaku ranks. But if Tamawashi gets an 8-7 record from Maegashira 1 East, even if all the Sekiwake and all the Komosubi have winning records and they don't move, and we still have those four there, an 8-7 record from Maegashira 1 East has always been a promotion, creating an extra Komosubi slot if there's no extra slots available. So a winning record gets Tamawashi back in the Sanyaku. He will turn 41 during the Basho, so he will be the oldest rikishi that has ever been in the Sanyaku ranks by 3 years if he's 41 years old. So very heartily cheering for Tamawashi here. He looked fantastic in the last Basho, going 11-4, picking up a special prize. He's been looking good, and he had to pull out of the Jungyo due to some back issues, I believe, or some old guy thing that was keeping him out of the Jungyo.
Some old guy thing.
But he's been back in training on the 6th. He went 9-2 against Abi, Oho, and Kotoshoho. So he's looking good. I'm going to be pulling for Tamawashi, cheering for him about as hard as I cheer for anybody this Basho.
I think I made this joke last episode too, or last Basho, but this is our last chance for somebody older than us to win a Yusho ever.
Yep.
So,
all right. Kusano, a guy that very impressed in his last Basho. He was in the Yusho race up until the final day. Went 11-4. He's been promoted up to Maegashira 6 for just his second Basho. He was mysteriously absent from the YDC Soken. Didn't really get any reports on why he was absent, if there's some sort of injury there. Haven't heard anything since on Kusano, so hopefully there's no mystery injury that's bothering him right now. But assuming all is well with Kusano, do we think he's going to be another fast Sanyaku riser like we've seen in the past couple of years with Onosato and Awanishiki? Or is he going to be somebody that's more likely to kind of hit this area and then kind of hit a little bit of wall like Atami Fuji and Takeru Fuji? He's in that same Isegahama stable. Maybe it's in the water at Isegahama that you just hit a wall up here.
Yeah, I am feeling like he might get fast to the Sanyaku. And that's a lot because he got those wins against Nishiki. Looks like a Kirishima. It's not as big, and he also just passes the eye test. Like he looks good. He has the attitude as well. I have high hopes for this guy. And being an Isegahama, he's going to be training against the best. He's only going to get better. And he doesn't have to face some of the harder people. So it's going to be good.
All right. We've already kind of talked about Daisho and our thoughts for him, but I do want to add a little bit more context for Daisho. So he began training with Sekitori for the first time since June, since he sustained this calf injury on the 8th. So earlier today, he went 3-11 in those training matches. Regarding his torn calf muscle, and he was wearing a supporter on the leg during practice. He said, I can't say I don't have any concerns, but during today's Keiko, I felt the pressure and hits of the Sekitori for the first time in a while, so I just want to keep going from here. The pain is gone, my rank has just changed, but my goal of aiming higher remains the same. From now on, I want to keep working hard and aim higher, and that aim higher he's talking about isn't higher than Maegashira 10. It's higher than he's ever been. He's still aiming and planning to go for Ozeki. So that's where Daisho is standing right now. Still kind of really getting hard training. Just started with that today. Didn't look great. Still has a supporter on that calf. So he says he's not feeling pain, but we'll see if he can work himself up into Basho strength and Basho condition in time for the tournament to really make a run at the Yusho and have a quick rise up the rankings. Takeru Fuji, he had to pull out of the previous Basho due to a torn ligament in his upper right arm. And it seems like signs are pointing to him missing the upcoming Basho. He had restorative surgery on that snapped ligament in August, and in training, he's only been doing the basic movement. So we might see Takeru Fuji dip back down into Juryo again. Just can't seem to stay healthy since his historic Yusho win last March. So unfortunate for Takeru Fuji there. Even if he does compete in the Basho, which, like I said, seems far off at this point, can't really expect him to look all that great in the tournament.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't turn into like a giant what if scenario, because that very first time that we saw him, he was just completely blew everybody away, but we haven't seen that since.
Yep. All right, let's go through our pick a rikishi. Mac, choose somebody ranked Maegashira 1 through Maegashira 5 that we really haven't talked about a whole lot yet.
That would be Hiradoumi. I love this guy. I love the intensity he brings to each of his matches. His tachi-eyes are great. Matches don't always go his way, but he always gives 110% in every match that he fights, and he's just entertaining to watch. So he's not Ura, where the Ura magic comes in, and you're like, okay, I don't know what this guy's going to do, but he's going to flip, he's going to move. With Hiradoumi, you just hang on, because this guy is nothing but a firecracker.
What do you expect for Hiradoumi this Basho? He's going to be fully within the Joy, should get a full Sanyaku slate of matches. What are your expectations for Hiradoumi?
I think he's going to hang on, at least do an 8-7. I don't know if he's going to do any more than that, maybe a 9-6, but I would say an 8-7 I feel confident with.
Yeah, this is a guy that just 1 year ago, this Basho was Komosubi. Since then, he's only had 2 winning records. But he's been looking better the past few Basho.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
He's kind of found his ceiling, it looks like.
Yeah, probably. But he's still a younger guy, I think 24. Oh, he's 25 at this point, but still has time to turn it around. But yeah, I agree. Likely found his ceiling. For me, I'm going to select between the range of Maegashira 6 through Maegashira 9, and I want to talk about Fuji no Kawa.
Ooh, yeah.
This is guy 20 years old still, and just made his top division debut last Basho, got 10-5 record, a fighting spirit prize. And the reason I want to talk about Fuji no Kawa is he had a training session today against Hoshoryu, where after 7 matches in his first training bouts against a Yokozuna, he was 4-3 against Hoshoryu. After that, the stamina game started going against Fuji no Kawa, and he would lose the next 4 matches, ending up 4-7 against Hoshoryu. But he made a big showing for himself in the training here, impressing the Yokozuna, impressing a lot of people, myself included, to see him be able to do that. It sounds like Hoshoryu is just kind of surprised with how hard Fuji no Kawa was hitting him and the energy of Fuji no Kawa. He said that's why he selected Fuji no Kawa. In the training, he fought 3 rikishi. He wanted to fight a Yotsu guy in Wakamoto Haru, an Oshi guy in Daisho, and a young, energetic guy in Fuji no Kawa. And Fuji no Kawa was giving him the business.
Cool. Yeah, as long as that first number in the record is not a 0 against the Yokozuna, you did okay.
Yeah.
And to go 8-10 overall, that's awesome.
Yeah. All right, Flarek, anybody from Maegashira 10 to Maegashira 13 catching your eye?
All right. We already talked about Daisho and Takeru Fuji, but so I'm going to have people take their eye and look on the asshole that is Takayumi. Who famously spent the better part of almost a year losing records in Makuuchi, and then squeaked back up from Jurio with an 8-7
Chump. That's why.
And then should be an easy pick to not do well when he comes back. But this jerk decided to no, I'm gonna be great now, and I'm gonna post a 10-5 double-digit winning record and solidify me losing the prediction series last Basho. I'm gonna.
He did lose 5 of his last 8 matches, so I mean things did start to turn sideways for him there.
He did, but like
he just won those first 6
exactly, and that's where he slided me, and I feel halted, and I'm just gonna watch this guy fail. I've decided until the end of his career.
So I was curious why we came in so hot there, but yeah, I suppose he's the reason you got to do a punishment later on this episode. So
it's true. So I recommend people to join me and hate watch this guy as he just gets just destroyed mid Bansuke, and promptly to end his very arguably really good but very disappointing end to his career.
Yeah. And in Flarek's defense, who else were we going to talk about in this range? Toki Hayate. Ooh.
It is a desert of interest for sure.
It's a very front-loaded Bansuke. I feel like we usually have a couple of interesting nuggets, like Maegashira 11 down. I can't find Hitoshi's making his debut, but I don't think
we've already talked about
high expectations for him.
I don't think it's bad that. It makes this segment of the podcast kind of silly, but in general, all the guys we like are doing pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Speaking of the desert,
speaking
Jake.
of, I guess for 14 to 18 for me to pick somebody there, Tobizaru, this is the lowest he's ever been in the top division, because when he made his debut in the top division, he was Maegashira 14. Never been lower than that. I am sure, I can say this without doing any research to back it up, but I guarantee we have never considered him a Yusho threat, despite the fact that he's spent years and years in the Joy being almost elite, I guess. But it will be weird to have a Joy without him. But I don't know. He's somebody that if he is similar to Daisho, if he's healthy, this is well below where he should be. So it's possible if he comes back healthy that he feasts on this lower Bansuke stuff.
Yeah. Is he the reason why Ura is dropped as well? Are they like the anime protagonists of where the only reason why they stay up at the Bansuke is because they're both doing quite well? And as soon as one drops, the other one loses the motivation to even do sumo.
I refuse to be the only wild man at the top of the division. I shall go and join my partner.
Yeah, it's going to be the first time in a while that I feel like we're not really guaranteed an Ura versus Tobizaru matchup. There's a 7 rank difference between the two of them, so they're not going to be matched up based on similar rank. So we got to hope that they have similar records in the second week if we want to see the typical Ura Tobizaru shenanigans.
Sure.
All right. I don't think anybody else have anybody. Flarek, why are you living in darkness? What is going on?
I think he's opening and closing windows that are much brighter than others or something on his computer screen.
Yeah. How else do you light your room? Do you have like,
the overhead lights. There's the switch.
I have a
next
lamp
to my door when I come in. I flip that up.
It's built right into the ceiling.
Yeah.
No, lights are evil. In darkness I live.
Real great for the YouTube product, Flarek. Yeah. Not that we really care about that.
Yeah. Why don't we move into our green belt real quick then? We're gonna go one at a time here, but I want you to raise your hand if you think you know what this one is.
Don't raise your hands. Zoom doesn't like it.
Yeah,
okay,
that's true.
Put finger. Do just the one finger.
Finger.
If you would like to take a swing at the definition of tsukidashi. Who thinks they know that one? Ryan thinks he knows that one. Flarek or Mac? Ryan, why don't you tell us what tsukidashi is?
Despite what I was saying earlier, that's the full arm extended thrust out.
Yes, thrust out. So we talk a lot about oshidashi. Oshidashi is a push out. Generally, these can be there's a large middle in the Venn diagram of what could be called tsuki versus oshi. But in general, the difference is that oshi is like with constant hand contact, you're shoving somebody out. Tsukidashi is specifically thrusts, individual strikes, repeated strikes that are forcing an opponent out. So sometimes there's a little bit of a gray area in was that tsuki or oshidashi.
I always confuse those two.
Yeah, oshidashi and yorikiri are the two that come up a ton. And tsukidashi is far less common because, striking just doesn't it's not necessarily as common or as reliable. Because this is green belt, we do have to elevate our learning beyond just sheer memorization of vocab words. So one thing I want you to think of for tsukidashi is if you are the one doing it, or I suppose for most of us, if you are watching it on screen, effective tsuki is hitting somebody in the center of mass or like in the center line of their body. If you're thrusting and you hit a guy in the shoulder and it just pushes his shoulder back, that might twist him or something, but it's not really going to push them backwards. You got to impart momentum with those strikes. You're not just like playing grab ass, slapping him on the chest or something like that. You got to like impart momentum with those thrusts if you want this move to work for you. All right, Tsuki Otoshi. Who would like to define that one? Mac, you go ahead.
That is the thrust down. That is the actual thrusting them down to the clay.
Yes, that's correct. But what is different between Tsuki Otoshi and Hataki Komi?
Hataki Komi is the back slap down. Tsuki Otoshi is the actual straight forward where you're not actually reaching behind to slap them down. It's forward. Yeah.
So in essence, I guess if you were to define Tsuki Otoshi, you would say it's a frontal thrust down. You are making the person fall forwards, but you are doing it by thrusting them. It generally happens when you get to the side of them and they already have forward momentum, so you kind of like thrust at their torso to push them down to the ground. As we talked about with Hoshoryu when he won his legendary fluke Yusho back in the day, this is a very common sloppy sumo kind of move. Like if the match gets a little bit wild, everybody's swinging hands all over the place, this very often will happen at the edge as one person overcommits, and if you dodge out of the way when somebody overcommits at the edge, there's the opportunity to use your thrusts to push them down to the ground. Flarek?
Some would say sloppy, other would say beautiful style of sumo.
Sloppy, desperate sumo.
Most would say sloppy, but
beautiful,
I gotcha.
sloppy, desperate sumo.
One man's good sumo is another man's bad sumo. All right, the next two, the next two are very related: uwate nage and uwate dashi nage. So we're going to start off real quick. As opposed to just picking one and defining it, what does the uwate part mean? And I can tell you that the opposite is shitate. Ryan, what's the difference?
Uwate is overarm and shitate is underarm.
Bingo. So yeah, the arm that you're doing the throwing with, if you have your arm over your opponent, that's uwate. If your arm is under your opponent's arm and they're like reaching over your shoulder, then you would have a shitate, an underarm grip. Nage just means throw. So uwate nage, overarm throw. Can anybody tell me what uwate dashi nage means? What's the difference there, Mac?
That is pulling, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. So an uwate grip, you have an overarm grip on your opponent, and instead of like putting your hip into them and doing like a big hip toss that ends up with them on the ground, a dashi nage is more, you have that same grip, but you use it to really yank their momentum forward. Oftentimes this won't even put them on the ground. It will just, you'll use that grip to fling them and their momentum will carry them over the Tawada. Whether or not they go down, that pulling action is what's doing the win, as opposed to an uwate nage where like the flipping, the throwing, tossing is doing the win. All right, this last one, tsuridashi. Who's got this one? Ryan.
Tochinoshin forklift special.
That's the one.
Fully pick up your opponent and just walk
them out of the ring
while they are
like
airborne.
a little baby Enho.
Yep. Like I said, we're expanding our knowledge a little bit here, so I want you to keep an eye out for, or in the ring, try to execute with, the tsuridashi. The important thing here is if you and your opponent both have a good grip and you just try to yank them straight upwards, it won't work. You're just going to hurt your own back. What you need to do for a good tsuridashi is you need to pull them in real close. You need your belts to be close to each other, and your belt needs to be lower than theirs. And then if you use your arms to really pull them in nice and tight, and you have the lower position, then your arms are basically your arms aren't necessarily doing all of the lifting. It's not like you're doing a curl or something. Your arms are just kind of stabilizing their torso to yours, and your legs and your butt, you're tilting backwards and up. It's not just like a lift up like a forklift. Ironically, the forklift, what we use as the metaphor for when Tochinoshin used to do this move all the time, forklift would go straight up, but this is more of like, think of the strongmen that are like lifting the big boulders. It's that kind of a thing. You got to pull it in nice and tight, and then like use your butt and your legs to tilt them back and up. What's up,
Matt?
Do
you drop your hips then in the same motion, or is that jerking motion considered bad?
Well, I mean, you shouldn't be like just jerking and trying to use power.
No jerking.
We're not.
I regretted my choice of words right as soon as I said it.
The mawashi is a real good deterrent to most jerking motions. All right, coming back out of the gutter here. It's.
My point was the dropping of the hips for leverage.
Yes. Yep. You want the shorthand way to remember this is you need your belt to be lower than theirs before you start to try and lift them.
Okay.
Lift with your legs, not with your back.
And lift with your legs.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. We are going to do a quiz at the very end, but there you go. There's a good chunk of our green belt vocab. Ryan?
Jake, what is a Kenny?
Oh, that's right. I have.
Oh my God! They killed Kenny.
Ryan has been. Anytime I quiz Ryan on words that he might not know, he tries to find a really hard one so that he can try and regain some of his feeling of power.
A Kenny is the luggage box of wrestlers and gyoji in the Sekitori divisions.
Cool. Okay.
They are always lacquered paper and bamboo boxes that share the same color scheme, green, vermilion, and black. On the sides are 3 squares containing the name of the owner in kanji. Yokozuna are typically allowed to use 3 boxes as they have more regalia.
You have to fit Sukebito on there. Yeah. No.
Or at least a third of one.
They have to be travel size at least for something.
Fun fact, Tamawashi during Jungyo famously uses the same akeni that he used when he first started. So it's all worn down and just like really, really kind of shown its age. But it's
Vintage.
very vintage, but it's kind of a sign that he's been around for a while.
Very cool.
All right. With that, we will take a quick break and we'll be back with the GSB belt and our selections for our champs and chumps for the Aki Basho.
And the punishment.
And the punishment.
Ooh.
You're listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown, the world's #1 sumo podcast, according to 3 out of 4 hosts of Grand Sumo Breakdown. Keep an eye out for our preview, midway, and recap podcasts for every professional sumo tournament and a host of bonus episodes in between. Help support us by joining our Patreon and spreading the word about our show. Every penny we raise is reinvested in improving our podcast. We also help run amateur sumo events and produce the American Sumo newsletter, which you can find on our website, grandsumobreakdown.wordpress.com. Reach out to us on social media if there's anything you'd like to learn about sumo or if you'd like to try it yourself.
Did you check the score?
No.
I checked the score, and now I know, and now I can lord
Now he
that
has
over Ryan.
dirt.
Oh, should I know? Oh, wait, I'm going.
I'm not the kind of
Don't,
not the kind of jerk that's going to tell him.
That's fine. Just don't lead me on in one way or the other. God damn it.
Ryan has now put the towel over his head.
Not a towel, it's a blanket.
Well, whatever it is, it's
I
over
use
your
it to
head
keep
now.
myself warm throughout all times of the year when I'm working.
Yeah.
And then whenever somebody video calls me, I have to throw it off.
Well, luckily it's dark. Luckily it's dark in my room, so you can't see the score through my eyes. So
Yeah.
this is for you.
All right. Anyways, the GSB belt. If you are new to the podcast, this is just a little side game that we do. We have a winner's belt and a loser's belt. The winner's belt was we just decided, all right, this Basho, whoever wins the very first match of Jonokuchi wins the belt, and then whoever beats them gets the belt, and whoever beats them gets the belt. And we see how long it takes to get all the way to the top. Right now, that belt, the third iteration of our winner's belt, is around the ample waist of Takayasu at Komusubi 1 East. So, very close to the top. If that belt gets to a Yokozuna this Basho, we will retire it, and then maybe start our fourth iteration of the belt if we feel like it. We also have a loser's belt that started on Yokozuna Terano Fuji and worked its way down. Whoever loses a match gains the belt. And then whoever loses to that guy gains the belt. And that belt has made it all the way down to the bottom of Makushita. At Makushita 53 West, we have Fukai. That's where that one's going to start. What's up, Brian?
So, in regards to finishing off our winner's belt, last Basho, we had a 7-man Sanyaku with 2 Yokozuna. And on day 1, which is the same that we have this time, a 7-man Sanyaku with 2 Yokozuna. And on day 1, both Komusubi fought both Yokozuna. So there is a good chance the same schedule making would happen this time, which means we could have Takayasu, I believe it would be versus Hoshoryu for the day 1 matchup. And that could be to finish off the GSB belt.
And then probably the next day, the other guy, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah.
And remind me again how Takayasu's back is doing.
Poorly as of now.
Not good.
But also, how's Hoshoryu's toe and shoulder doing?
Reportedly great.
Reportedly great, yes. But do we trust those reports?
If he pulls out before the Basho, yeah, then that shuffles where the rank or where the matchups will go. So yeah, I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. It could very well end on day 1, but then yeah, we'll continue to follow the loser's belt until it hits all the way to the bottom of the Bansuke. We'll just keep you posted. But yeah, that's where the belts are at right now. Takayasu at Komusubi and Fukai at Makushita 53.
All right. So for our champ chump predictions, we have a little bit of an issue we need to work out. Last time, Fleric and Mac were both equally shameful and terrible in their predictions, and they are both the losers. So we need a tiebreaker to figure out who will get the dishonor of choosing first this tournament. So Jake has prepared a tiebreaker set of questions for you two, and whoever does the best will get the first pick.
Yep. We're usually dicks when we have this kind of thing, so I decided to be nice. I picked some things that you guys are very interested and knowledgeable in, so I will be asking you about ultimate frisbee and baking.
fast.
However, I can't remember which of you had which topic. So Flaric, we're going to ask you baking questions. And Mac, I need you to answer some questions about Ultimate Frisbee and no correcting me if I made a mistake. We're all just going to roll with it, and you have to pretend that's your hobby if I got it wrong. So, Flaric, what is a good internal temperature to say that your sourdough bread is now cooked? I'll give you plus or minus 5 degrees on this one.
160.
That would be chicken.
165 technically.
Yeah. Chicken bread.
Mac, if you know this one, Mac, there's no way Mac would know this one. He's an Ultimate Frisbee guy. So, Mac, how long does a standard game of Ultimate Frisbee last?
90 minutes?
Actually, I will have you guys answer this because I bet the listeners are kind of curious. For sourdough, 200 to 210 is generally a good range. Flaric, what's the right answer for how long does a game of Ultimate last?
It depends. Typically, it goes about that long, but they're hard caps.
Well, it's a trick question because it's not time; it's points, is what I found on the Ultimate Frisbee official page.
On!
Exactly,
I said how long. I didn't say how many minutes.
Yeah, it gets
15
capped.
points is what they have for standard.
Yeah. It gets capped eventually, soft cap and hard cap rules, but typically an hour and a half feels probably pretty bang on average.
An hour and a half for time, but 15 points is like somebody gets to 15 points, game's done. All right, Flaric, what are the 4 core ingredients of bread?
Yeast. There's gonna be water in there.
Or yeast.
Yeah, I've baked bread.
This is probably killing you, isn't it, Mac?
Flour. It's
you got yeast and you got flour, or sorry, you got water.
2 more.
You said?
Yeah, water. Yeah, okay, yeah. So water, does that count as an ingredient, or?
Yep, that's one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm torn between 2 ingredients.
Oh, he's gonna pop.
Yeah.
I knew this would probably be the easiest one that I knew Flaric wouldn't get.
Yeah. And I'll salt.
Salt. Yeah, that's one of the big 4.
Yeah, I told you.
But not the other one. What does yeast eat?
Oh, it eats like sugar?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, for bread though, flour, water, yeast, and salt. Those are the
Only
big
a
4.
little bit of salt, but primarily.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was gonna say
Mac.
Butter was known, the other was, but it's like you don't need butter.
Well, unless you're doing brioche, in which case butter.
Yeah,
Too deep,
this is
too deep in the
Mac-
weeds. Too deep in the weeds.
No.
Wait, did I get that
Flaric's the
correct?
bacon guy here, Mac. Don't step
Yeah.
on his toes.
Yeah.
You're the ultimate guy. So how many people are playing? How many people are on the field on your team during a game of Ultimate?
15?
76.
70. Jesus. No,
Wow.
it is 7 players per team.
On the line.
I
Rosters
would
are typically capped.
In the weeds. 2 in the weeds.
Okay.
Flaric, what's the difference between all-purpose and bread flour?
Gluten?
It is protein.
Okay.
Bread flour
it
has
make
more
different-
protein, which means that it will help things rise better.
Okay. That's fair. I was wondering if it's I know like when you make the baker's window with bread, it's
That's just
stretches
after
more.
kneading it. You have to knead it,
Yeah.
build up the gluten.
2 in the weeds. Here we go. All right, next question. Mac, what do you call the person who calls fouls in Ultimate Frisbee?
Oh,
Gyoji.
I'm just gonna go with what I know. The ref.
Hold on.
No, this was another dick
Players.
question.
I knew it.
Players call their own fouls, right?
Bingo! You called them yourself.
I get the first pick.
How do you play this game?
Ryan, who got closer on any of the
Flaric.
questions?
Yeah, I knew it
Flaric,
was
all right. Flaric at least understood that water and yeast go into bread. So, what's up, Flaric?
I as the clarification, in Ultimate, knowing the rules is a skill of the game. You would love that, Ryan.
Yeah, because you're going to call more fouls if you know more rules.
Exactly. You say, "Oh, you technically changed direction after you caught it. That's a travel. You should bring that throw back and do it
Do
again."
that.
I clearly don't pay attention enough in my ultimate games.
This is why Ryan played this. I mean, we all enjoyed Dungeons and Dragons for our own reason, but for Ryan, it was that there were so many rules. That was the best part.
That's why I like the Bansuke.
All right, so that means Fleric is.
I hate the Bansuke now.
And now
That means
imagine if
that
it was a
Fleric
sport
wins, he gets the
where you
first
can pull
pick
out
for
the
champ.
rule book and actually and get people. Like, gotcha.
All right, Fleric.
Fleric, you get the first pick for the champs snake draft. So it'll go Fleric, Mac, Jake, Ryan, and then we will go in reverse order to pick our chump for this Basho.
All right. Give me that Onosato, baby.
Predictable.
Knew that was coming.
Mac.
Our Nishiki.
Oh, opening the door. Jake.
Yeah, I can't not take Hoshoryu. If he does pull out or something like that, like I'll have to switch and I'll feel bad about it, but it would just be too dumb not to pick him with the third pick if he falls that far.
I thought I was going to have a more difficult decision, but Wakataka Kage, come on down to the winners.
I
many Ks are in
like
his
that
name?
we have all our champs in the same region, so we're going to get some bonus points this time around.
Yeah.
We're going to have them facing off against each other.
I thought it was going to be Hoshoryu, Onosato, and Wakataka Kage taken. Then I'd have to think real hard. Do I trust Kirishima's pattern to get double-digit wins, or do I trust Daisho's calf to do really good?
To slaughter the mid Bansuke.
As far as Chump is concerned, give me Hitoshi every day of the week. Give me a
Okay.
28-year-old puller making his top division debut after being over-promoted at a Juryo 10 times out of 10.
I dig that.
I think I announced that pick on the Bansuke review.
I think you did, yeah. Yeah, that's right, because you said you had first chump pick, so it doesn't matter if you spoil it.
Yep.
I don't think that this is as fun as good of a Bansuke for chump picking as we often have. Sorry, Mac, I'm gonna pick Shishi.
Oh, that's okay. I totally expect that. That's all right. Let it go. Hate you, but I'm gonna go with. I got my list that I'm looking at here. I'm gonna go with Churo no Umi. Just because I can't think of any.
I was just gonna ask you why. He's kind of right on the Bansuke where I would expect him to be. What are your thoughts for picking him as a chump?
I got nothing. I just pulled it. I was like, all right, it's somewhere in here.
I'd love for
It's a
him to
tough
do
Basho
badly.
for Chumps. Got to choose somebody.
Well, I'm looking at him. I looked at his previous records. He's not done so great at this record in the past. So I was like, okay, I was really leaning towards Kotoshoho, but just in case he has a good one, I'm like, nah, go for the one that you at least hope is going to suck. But anyway, Fleric.
I'm so tempted to pick Takayasu, but I'm going to go with Tomokaze. Just recently up from Juryo, and I just remember every time he's come back up since his injury, it's been just big struggle time.
Totally.
So I'm gonna pick him.
All right.
You got it.
The teams are set. I'm feeling good about beating Mac this time, so I don't think I'll have another loss here. So as a reminder, what is on the line is
Targeted.
I was about to say, why do you think me specifically?
Because your picks are bad.
Yeah, just god awful.
What?
No, I mean, I'm going to be rooting for Awanishiki big time.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, come on.
I mean,
Rooting for, but
as far
yeah,
as
I
we
don't have as
know,
much faith as
he's
you do.
only capable of getting 11 wins in the top division, so it's probably the best pick you can make. No variability in the pick there. So what's on the line here? Winner gets to be called Yokozuna by the loser on the recap episode, but the losers also have an additional punishment. As we mentioned in the previous Basho, Fleric and Mac both lost, which means they will both be reading Sumo Erotica, which a lot of people hate. So we're going to be saving that until after we sign off. So after we sign off, stick around for a little bit longer if you are interested in the Sumo Erotica. This time it was not written by Mac. It was not written by Fleric. It was not written by me. It was not written by Jake. None of us on this podcast have seen it. It was the sole responsibility of the partners of Mac and Fleric to write it for them. So we will all get to experience whatever that is after we are done discussing this Basho, which honestly is going to be in like 5 minutes at this point.
Oh yeah, we pretty much cleaned it out. But yes, if you hate the Sumo Erotica, I mean, you lesser fans of GSB that don't appreciate the real art, you can sign off after we're done.
We'll
here.
see you on the
don't have to
midway.
go through the Erotica. Yeah.
All right, so let's do a quick check-in. We said that
Dark Lord of the Vikings over here.
We said we were going to do a bonus episode to check in on the 2025 year-long predictions. Scheduling didn't really work out for that, but I do want to do a quick check-in while we are here. So right now, the score stands with myself having 6 points, Jake having 5 points, Fleric and Mac both having 2 points. I will say things aren't looking great for me to end the year with some poor Ozeki and Yokozuna promotion predictions and who I had predicted to have the most wins. Koto Sakura, who I had a Yusho or a Yokozuna promotion in line for.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You fool.
So it's still open. It's looking good for me to, get back my main role of opening and closing the show, which I desperately want and need. But it's by no means a lock. So that is where things currently stand. Looking good for Jake and I, not as good for Fleric and Mac, but they have every opportunity in the world. Well, they have 2 more opportunities to catch up. With these two
I was about to say,
shows.
what is this? Every opportunity.
There's several more opportunities in the world.
Yeah. All right. As well with this, we've talked a lot about our predictions of what's going to happen on this episode. We want to hear about your predictions. Send us your bold predictions. If you are in our Discord, send them in the bold predictions thread in the hashtag GSB Game Spoilers channel. If you're on YouTube, you can send us the bold predictions in the YouTube comments. If you are on Blue Sky, we will post a Blue Sky, what is it? Post. I think they're just called posts on Blue Sky. Still not used to that.
It's a tweet. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's something
Respond
weird,
to
actually.
that. Get your bold predictions in. Whoever has the best bold prediction, we will send a Grand Sumo Breakdown t-shirt to you free of charge. So, that being said,
Hold on. Flick.
hold on.
It's hard to see in Fleric's dark ass room, but
But
he
I
did
saw
have his
a
hand
finger.
up for something.
Yeah. Frequent
vision's
users have called
impaired.
posts on platform skeets. It's a
What?
portmanteau
That doesn't
of
sound
sky
real.
and tweets.
That's terrible. I hate that so much.
Ski- okay.
Sounds like somebody made that up.
Yes, Fleric, I get it. I'm saying I hate it.
All right, Ryan.
What's everybody most excited for this Basho, guys?
Well, before we go there,
God damn
everyone
it,
send us
no.
your skeets on Blue Sky. Go ahead,
I'm most
Ryan.
excited for 2 Yokozuna. I'm going to pretend that last Basho didn't happen the way that it did, and I'm going to copy my answer from my prior homework. 2 Yokozuna at the same time, baby. I want that to happen. I desperately need them both to hang in for 15 days so that they can fight each other.
He gets a better grade this time around than the last time. Like, what is this? Exact same results.
This is going to be my answer for this question until it happens, I'm
Until
guessing.
it happens, yep. For me, let's see if Aonishiki can keep the train rolling. Let's see if he can get double digits yet again. Maybe he had a chance to force a playoff for the U show on day 15 last Basho. Couldn't quite pull it off. Maybe he gets a U show this time around. It wouldn't shock me at all if that happened. So I really want to see how Aonishiki does. I would say Hoshoryu, but I'm way too nervous about. I'm not excited about Hoshoryu. I'm nervous about watching Hoshoryu because I'm afraid he will lose and then it will make me sad.
Yeah, because you have very high expectations for him.
I would like double-digit wins. Just give me double-digit wins, Hoshoryu.
And
For
15 days of
Yokozuna, that's
matches.
not very high.
Yeah.
No, just finish.
Just finish.
Finish.
Mhm.
There you go. Rock bottom. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, that's go for it.
Go
Flick.
ahead. Go ahead, Mac.
No, I was going to say that I want to see if Hoshoryu can finish. I'm like, he has to redeem himself at this point. So
Gotta
I'm
work
just
on our
excited for him
phrasing
to
here.
finish this. Hey, I'm trying to
We're
get into
getting
that
ready for the Sumo Erotica, Jake.
mindset.
You're right.
here.
I'm sorry. We're warming
We've been
up.
talking about jerking and pulling and finishing. We're just
Dropping
getting in
the
the Sumo
hips, gotta
Erotica
finish.
mindset.
Oh, buddy.
Skeet.
Saucy.
Forgot about that.
All right.
It was only 2 minutes ago and I already forgot.
I'm with all of you with Yokozuna, but I have to probably say Aronishiki is the thing that I'm most watching to see how he does. But honorable mention to Kusuno, and I'll also throw in Fujino Kawa as well. They had
I
some
forgot
really
about
good
Wakataka
shows.
Kage. Let's go Wakataka Kage Ozeki. Let's get 2 Ozeki again.
You can.
Fleric's weird hatred
That's
for
fine.
Wakataka Kage.
Yeah. And also people joining me in my hate watching of Mitaki Yumi and Wakataka Kage because of his huge ego that he thinks his technique needs no improvement. He wouldn't even mention it in a sumo interview.
Flaric, would you say you were a fan of Hakuho when he was active?
Yeah, I would
Okay,
say.
just checking. No reason.
Yeah. He brought
ego and sumo wrestlers.
Right.
And he also brought the results to back that up.
Hey, Walker Talker Cogger is almost an Ozeki.
Oh, I don't like that. Didn't work.
Anyway.
Send that one back to the drawing board.
All right. Got anything else for us, Ryan?
No, sign off so we can do some erotica.
All right.
Night dorks, it's not sumo time anymore.
That's true. All right. For Jake,
it worked at
Ryan,
the opening.
For Jake, Ryan, and Mac, I've been Flaric. Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time, throw your salt high and keep moving forward.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome
I
back.
guess I am bringing this in because I've convinced all my buddies to join me in our hatred for the sun. And with GSB After Dark, of where I guess we're going to be reading some sumo erotica that was sent to us by a link that was written by our partners. I told her that afterwards we'll see how much I love her and maybe we can eat some ice cream after. So
maybe
Will this
may
be ice
destroy
cream
your
worthy?
relationship. Yeah.
we'll find out.
Check this out. When I sit still, my camera doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah, you
It's
look like
he's
a
not
ghost,
moving
Jake.
at all.
Whoa! This has been fun with webcams and low light with Jake.
An offshoot of Grand Sumo Breakdown. Okay. Shall
the
we
love
begin?
of God.
All right.
All right. Should we do this, Mac? Looks
Yeah,
like you
let's do
start
this.
off.
Lead in. Their eyes meet across the ring. A mutual pining. It's been a tough Basho. I'm sitting here at a 7-second record, so I'm already on the edge when I step up to the clay. I glance at my opponent as I climb up. His sleek, dark top knot, his thick torso, and my gaze drops lower to focus on his bulging thighs. His muscles ripple as he climbs in. My mouth went suddenly dry and I reached for the offered water. Get it together. Get it together. I toss the salt in the air and meet the steel in his eyes. A challenge.
The air is thick with tension as I glance at him through lowered lashes, hiding my blush when he looks my way. My opponent, my love, sworn to be my enemy in the ring. He stands tall as he prepares for our match, his thick bongos tensing as he stretches. My hands itch to feel the smooth mochi texture of his big belly, and I take a deep breath, steel my resolve, and climb into the ring as Yobidashi announces our names.
It's been so long since we pounded mochi together. I missed his strong hands and the way they worked. But here, we approach each other with a hunger for victory. I will not stop until I'm satisfied. I catch his determined glare and I feel the heat start to build in my body. I watch those thick hands slap his core, letting familiar slaps reach my ears, reminding me of the last time we were one. Working with Mochi together, I mean.
Yes, naturally, yes. When we were just working the mochi together. When his all too familiar eyes met mine, my heart nearly stopped. His hungry eyes held mine as I wrestled down my fraught emotions, preparing for the fight ahead. Not the match before us, but the fight in our beating hearts. As we began the intricate steps of the Chiri Chozu, I relished in the knowledge that in a few moments I would once again feel the husky planes of his flesh against mine.
My eyes drifted to the apex of his mawashi as he dropped into his low squat. Sagari brushing against the ground, marveling at his flexibility. His biceps flexed as he turned his hands over and brought them together. I longed for the heated friction they brought me. I leaned forward and brought my fist to the ground, letting him know I was ready to feel his body against mine once again.
Hakioi. Senpai.
Oh Lord.
Was that touchy eye good for you?
It was fantastic. Can you stretch your bongos again so I can just?
Are we
Nice.
off script or was that the end of it?
No, yeah, that's the end of the script right there.
Yeah, that's it.
With the Hakioi.
Ryan, you're muted.
Yeah, I am. I just checked. Hakioi was the end. We don't need to be here anymore. Mac made me uncomfortable.
They,
Good.
I think your ladies did some research on some of our old erotica to make that work.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I sent them clips of all the erotica so that they knew what we had done.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying they had to do the same thing, but yeah, I like the callbacks.
No, it was quite well done.
All right. Well, this
it's been so long. It's been so long since we last pounded mochi together. It just killed me.
Right.
yeah. Oh, there we go. That's what I needed to do.
Hey, Jake finally figures out his camera.
No, I have like a little nightlight kind of thing for in here, but yeah, this works much better. But it's still got like a nice crummy, grainy texture to it that it looks just awful.
All right, I know Ryan's dying.
All right, this has been GSB After Dark. Thanks for joining us for the extra segment of lunacy. We will see you for the midway. Let's see, what date is that? That'll be the 21st on day 8. That's our usual plan.
Late Basho this year.
Late Basho this year. Yep. Keep an eye out for Amateur Sumo Worlds this weekend on the 13th of September. Day after that, Basho will start. Until next time, throw your salt high. Keep moving forward.
We already
Good
did
night,
that.
everybody. Sweet dreams.
I don't know. Do you want me to go back to the hey dorks at Sumo o'clock or something?